Hi guys, so today I'm doing a tag video that's been going around recently and it's called the My First Time tag, which sounds really creepy but it's not. It's just sort of like a your firsts of things. So I have the things on my phone and everyone sort of picks and chooses I guess what questions they do, so I'm sort of just doing the same. So the first one is my first word, and I texted my mum before to ask, and apparently my first word was no, which, if you know me, then that would be quite funny because you wouldn't actually be that surprised because it sort of describes me quite perfectly. But yeah, my first best friend, his name was Jaya, and we met in kindergarten, and we were like inseparable. Like we were so close, like just for that first year, I think. But yeah, we were like had like little play dates and went over each other's house like every single day. And we were sort of friends all through school, really. He left school in year 10, I think. But like if we see each other, not that I'm going to see him anymore because I live in a different state, but if I was to see him, I would say hello and we would talk because we're still friendly. Now, the next one is my first concert. Now, I think that my first concert was the Hooly Doolies, and if you're Australian, you'll probably know who they are. They're sort of like the crappy version of the Wiggles. But I was like 5. So other than that, I think my first concert was Delta Goodrem, which was really good actually because I do remember it and it was amazing. And I was in love with her, like, so badly. My first pet. My first pet was a rabbit named Sally, and she was really fat. She used to steal the food from my sister's rabbit. So she was chubby, and she was like grey and white. But we had to put her down. I have no idea how old I was, but we had to put her down because she had a tumour, which was like the worst moment ever, and I remember crying for like days because she was my first pet. Yeah. My first kiss was actually in preschool. Yes, I had a boyfriend in preschool. His name was Michael, and I don't remember a thing about him except for the fact that he was like super rich. Had like an indoor pool and yeah. But I don't think the kiss really counted. I think it was just sort of like like I don't even remember it, but I remember my sister making fun of me for doing it. So yes. So that sort of answers the next question, which was my first boyfriend. But if you want like an actual boyfriend, his name was Craig, and we dated for like 5 months maybe. But it was like a long time ago, and it was, when I think about it now, it was hardly a relationship, but it probably counts as my first boyfriend. My first fear, and you know what, I saw someone talk about this and I was thinking, who remembers their first fear? But then it popped into my head, Gremlins. And if any of you watched that movie, it's really not that scary, but I watched it when I was young, like maybe 6, and I was at my cousin's house and they were all watching it, and I was like hiding on the staircase because it freaked me out so much, and I was terrified of them, and I couldn't like get up in the night to go to the toilet or anything like that. I was so scared of them. I had like legitimate full-on nightmares for years about them, which is maybe a really strange fear, but I don't really care. But they're sort of kind of cute now, I don't know. But yeah, that was my first fear. My first CD, and I do remember this. My first tape, like cassette tape, was the Spice Girls. I remember that. But my first CD was Nikki Webster, her album, and I'm not really sure what it was called. But I do remember all the songs like Strawberry Kisses and Red Light, Green Light and stuff like that. And I sort of wish I still had it because I actually like those songs still, sadly. But that was my first CD, so I was obviously really cool as a child. And last but not least, my first holiday. Technically, it was a holiday to Queensland. Like, my parents obviously live in New South Wales, and we drove from New South Wales to the Gold Coast, and we stopped off at all the places on the way. But I don't really remember that. So, but the first holiday that I really properly remember was when we went to Bali, and I was in like year 5 or year 6, and we went for like 2 weeks, I think. And on the first day, we just got to the hotel and we changed. We were going down to the pool, and I was running towards the pool, fell over, cut the bottom of my foot open, and cut all of my knee open, and was just bleeding everywhere. And my parents were really mad at me for that. But that was my first holiday, so good memories, good memories. But yeah, that's all the ones that I'm going to be doing. So, if you've done the video, leave it as like a video response or whatever. And I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!